Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Yeah, I want to apologize. This video's coming out super late. Um, well, I was spending time with someone really special, and it ended a lot later than I thought it was gonna end. Very good time, but ended a little bit later than I thought it was. And then by the time I got back was even more later, so apologize for that. Tomorrow should be coming out, video should be coming out about normal time, or as normal as it can get for trying to watch it on the internet. But yeah, oddly enough, Brock TV actually right now, like 2 hours since he uploaded his video, and I'm like, wow, I guess everyone's a little bit late tonight. Anyway, 1 second, let me get my notes. Okay, so I was looking on Instagram because they got the little GH thing up there. And, you know, you see the picture of Maxis and that they're telling, or, you know, going to be that they're telling Carly about everything. And people are, you know, some people are just like, why would she sit there and tell Carly? You know, you've been, you know, you're pretty much, you and Nina are like sister and sister-in-law and stuff like that because of Nathan. Like, why would you sit there and portray, you know, Nina for Carly and stuff, you know? Like, why would you do that? And then I sit there and I look at it as a whole. And looking at it as a whole, well, Maxie known Carly a lot longer than she known Nina and her family. Like, she's known her family a lot longer. So for the people that are just like, oh, I can't believe she did that, and, you know, like, why would she betray Nina like that? And I'm like, well, I mean, she's known Carly longer. So, I mean, for the people that are just, you know, watching it for the first time or whatever, that's whatever. But, like, people who have been watching this for a long time, it's like, you know, she's known her longer. And so, yeah, going into this episode, that's what she does. She comes there with Jocelyn, and she stalls for a little bit, and then she tells her the whole thing. Tells her the whole thing about how Nina knew for months, didn't say anything, and, well, it went as exactly how people would expect it to go. Carly was furious. Honestly, tell you the truth, if people weren't there, she probably would have been just breaking dishes and glasses and everything else. She was pissed off. Jocelyn was pissed off. And, you know, Maxie just had that look on her face like, you know, she had to be the bearer of bad news. And somewhere along the lines, because, you know, Jocelyn's pissed off, and, you know, she's like, I don't mean to snap at you or anything like that, but at the same time, it seems like you're, like, defending her or whatever. And to be honest, I wouldn't sit there and say she was defending her, but it was hard for her to pass judgment, knowing her background. It's like, you can't sit there and pass judgment on somebody else for all the crap that you've done in your life. So she was like, I can't do that. And Carly was like, listen, I've done some bad things. You know, the sad thing is, Carly didn't just do some bad things. She did some pretty terrible things. Okay? And I know there's a lot of people that do not like Carly. Hell, was even a comment section, oh, Carly's such a bully and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just not just looking at this whole thing like, I really don't want to go in on these people, because most of them may want to be my subscribers one day, and I don't want to be a dick. But, I don't know. I guess in my eyes, it's like, yeah, Carly done some terrible things. And Nina will still always be trash compared to Carly in my eyes. She will always be trash in my eyes, and that's just how I feel about it. I know people may think differently, and you're right. But she will always be trash in my eyes compared to Carly. And Carly has done some things that, yeah, she's done some things. So I know a lot of people sitting there looking at it like, yo, listen, you've done a lot of dirt in your life. And Maxie couldn't even sit there and judge her for all the stuff that she's done. But you're going to sit there and judge her even though you've done terrible things in your life too. I guess it's a lot different when somebody does it to you. So, and this is coming from a person who generally likes Carly most of the time, but I'm like, you know, you're only saying that because it happened to you. But I guess at the same time, I can't be upset. I can't be mad at her for that. You know, that's just how she feels. And she made a beeline straight to the Quartermain's house. Now, Nina just shows up. Okay? No appointment, no heads up, no, didn't seem like she called. You got Michael and Willow talking about something that, I'm not gonna lie, was just boring as hell. And then Yuri comes in. I feel like when the time comes, Yuri is probably gonna want to get killed off by Peter. Which is a shame, because I kind of like the guy. But yeah, Yuri comes in and he's like, you know, you got a visitor, and Nina just shows up. And I'm not gonna lie, it almost looked like Michael was like, so we just don't call, we don't give heads up anymore or anything like that. Nothing, we just show up whenever we want. Anyway, Nina comes in there and she practically kisses both of their asses. And then, at this point, I felt like Nina came in there because she knew that this was going to be the very last time that she was going to see him for a very long time. So I kind of just looked at it like, and granted, I feel no sympathy for her whatsoever. I was like, make sure you get a bunch of pictures and you spend your time wisely with him, because, well, there's a good chance that's going to be over after today. I'm pretty sure of that. That's literally what ended up happening. Mike and Willow gives her some time to herself, Wiley, and then when Yuri was like, he has another visitor, and Carly comes into the room, Nina gets up and she's like, Yuri, why don't you take him out the room? And they just look at each other. You know, Carly just comes in there like, I'm gonna wait till he's gone, and then I'm gonna whoop your ass. That is the look that she had. She just had that look. And they both waited into Wiley got out the room, and she walked right up in her face and practically was like, well, Judgment Day is here. Hell, even before she left with Maxie, she was like, you know, she's going to have to sit there and pay the consequences of her actions. And Maxie's just like, Maxie, I mean, she's in a tough spot. She's in a tough spot. She's loyal to both of them. But ultimately, it came down to being loyal to Carly. So, yeah. Jason and Sunny talk. And, at first, I was going to be like, oh, so Jason, you're going to sit there and tell Sonny that you actually had real feelings for his wife? You know those magical feelings that just came out of nowhere? You going to tell him that? No? No, we're just going to talk about his bipolar thing, right? Alright, cool. Just checking. I mean, granted, Jason did sit there and say, well, if he asks, I'll tell him. Yeah, what is the chances that he's going to ask? Okay, bro. Anyway, they talk about his bipolar, make sure he's good, seeing another psychiatrist. Then at some point they talk about Nina. Jason was furious when he found out that Nina was not there keeping him away. And Sonny, he was mad, but I'm not gonna lie, in some ways it kind of felt like he was defending her by Snitcher saying that, you know, she had a rough deal all her life, you know, what her mother did, finding out that Nell was her daughter. I mean, she had a lot of crap to deal with. And, you know, even Jason was like, I'm really mad about this, and you don't seem like you're on nearly that level. You good, bro? Um, Sonny says that he doesn't want to, he just doesn't want to be upset about it. He feels like it doesn't do any good. There's no point because they can't go back in time. So what's the point in there giving all that energy to her? But in all reality, that does make sense. But I'd be lying if I felt like he wasn't sitting there defending her just a little bit. It's this little ugly thought that I had, and I do use the word ugly. Ugly thought that there's a part of Sonny. I don't care if there's a 5% part of Sonny that might actually still feel like he has some feelings for her. And I know that sounds bad, but I mean it's true. There may be a 5% chance that he may actually have some feelings. But I think I'm actually gonna get my cake. I think I'm gonna get my cake tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but by the time I got back, it was so. Yep, it's gonna be fun times. What else we got? Valentine shoots a shot with Anna. I don't really, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand why she is so hesitant on giving Valentine a chance. I mean, her whole relationship with Michael Eastwood, with Finn was over a long time ago. I mean, hell, I'm gonna be honest, it was over the minute that she started lying, and she knew that once the truth came out, it was gonna be over. But it was over for a while. Okay, so I don't understand why she being so resistant towards Valentine. I mean, hell, she even sitting there saying, it's like, yeah, I like you, or, I see you, whatever. Like, she has feelings for him, but it's like, at the same time, she doesn't want to have those feelings. But, unless I was a little sleepy, she didn't really sit there and say why. She just kept sitting there trying to deny it. They were both drunk. They wanted making out. And then, he went upstairs. How many of those glasses did he have? I mean, what are they shooting? What are they drinking? Straight shots? Like, watching those two get drunk, that euphoria that you have for a little bit, that feeling that, like, the weight of whatever you're dealing with is off your shoulders, feels amazing. It feels absolutely amazing. The problem is that most people feel like, because they don't really drink as much, like, alright, cool, I can have a couple more shots, and you start feeling really great until you don't, and then you wake up in the morning, and, well, you feel like poo. So, as I was sitting there watching them, and I was like, oh man, I was like, the last time I actually was like drinking like that was like my birthday. Which is amazing because the owner knew that was my birthday. We got a bunch of free shots and drinks and everything like that, and he even actually went up knocking down like a lot of our bill. But I was just not there looking, I was like, it's so fun. I was like, I wonder how Valentine's gonna feel when he wakes up in the morning. Now, Anna, oddly, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so she goes downstairs and she talks to this guy. And she's like, my friend's gonna sit there and wake up. I'm probably gonna be gone most of the night. My friend's gonna wake up. Can you just give him a message for me, let him know that, or whatever, that I'm going. It's like, hey, I'll take care of it. Now I'm sitting there looking at this whole thing, and I'm like, let me get this straight. This guy knows that you're a tourist because you practically said you're a tourist. And then you say, I'm leaving my friend unguarded while he's probably asleep, and I'm going to go somewhere else. Can you be a good person and just give him a message from me? I literally just sat there and just thought about this, like, in what universe does that make sense to sit there and say, hey, I'm going, my friend's going to be very vulnerable upstairs. And by the way, we're both tourists. So, you're going to be a good person and tell them the message, right? I can spend so much time trying to dissect that, but anyway, when she leaves, the guy has the same crest on his arm that Valentine has. I remember him talking about it when he first came in the picture and he held everyone at gunpoint. And I think it might be the same crest that Nicholas has. I'm not too sure. I think that's what it probably is. So I'm wondering, was there more to the story? I don't know. And the last scene, I think, and I could be wrong, it's a scene between, I forgot, Drew and Liesel. They pretty much just play catch up. That's literally it. They talk about they talk about Peter catching him up on all his shenanigans. Talking about Victor being the one that kept him there. Talking about what is their end game as far as, like, what is it that, like, what is Peter's use for Victor? And when it runs out, you know, I mean, obviously, he's gonna take care of him. I feel like, and I say that he's gonna take care of him, but, I mean, let's be honest. Peter defies death like it's just no tomorrow. So, yeah, and that's pretty much what they do. I'm sitting there thinking about that, and I'm like, I remember when I used to actually have my cable box, and they had a description. And the description was for this episode, but I don't know what was going on, but, like, the description towards the episodes were just all off and all over the place. And I remember one of the descriptions being like, Liesel finds an unexpected ally. And I'm looking at him like, Liesel wasn't even in this episode. The hell are y'all talking about? Wow. I feel like that's about it. If I miss anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I'm sitting there thinking about which review should I do next. It's been kind of a toss-up between Days of Our Lives and Bold and the Beautiful, and I gotta sit there and just tell people, if you're not watching Bold and the Beautiful, oh my goodness, I missed this show like no tomorrow. I came back and I watched one episode, they talked about ED, and I had to walk out the room because I was like, I need a minute to just sit in the living room, just sit there for a good 5 minutes and think about what I just saw. My goodness. Yeah, the review's been over for a while. But anyway, if you haven't been watching Bold and the Beautiful, please watch Bold and the Beautiful. Because these episodes are, I don't even know what to sit there and describe them as. It's, I don't know why I'm talking about that on a GH review, but I feel like most of the people that watch GH, some of the people who watch GH probably watch Bold and the Beautiful, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around half of what I just saw. But if you're not watching Bold and the Beautiful, please watch Bold and the Beautiful, because it's a crazy ride. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I can't wait to have my damn cake tomorrow. It's going to be so great. I can damn near taste the chocolate mousse cake now. Have a good night, everyone. Or good day, depending on when you're watching this.